Good morning, guys. For some reason, having some issues with recording still. I'm going to go over with what we did today. So we left off on this part 4b, describing the triangle. Is it acute, obtuse, or right? We know it's acute because the longest sides are JK and JL, as we did above here. We know 10 squared is less than 10 squared plus square root of 40 squared. Next, we went on to the next part where it's saying analyzing if we were pointing our own point D to make it a square, how would we know? Knowing the sides. Knowing that each pair of opposite sides of a square are parallel, and we can use the slope of AB to find the point of slope CD, because we know a square has all four sides are the same length, and we know that the opposite sides of a square are parallel to each other. Next, part B told us to consider how knowing a square has four right angles helps us determine the unknown location. We know that consecutive sides of a square are perpendicular, so like AB and BC are perpendicular, they cross, so that opposite side slope can be reciprocal. So we know that AB is going to be the same as AB is going to be the same as CD, and BC is going to be the same as AD. Determine the next point. How I did this is I made a line straight across like I did in the orange up here, from A out to the left, and I made a vertical line from the B straight up, and I counted how many boxes I moved up on this. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vertical up. So I moved 10 spaces up from C straight up, and I counted 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the right for A. So then we just move 4 spaces over, and our point is 5, 3. That only works with a square. It does not work with just doing it however, wherever. The next part was asking us to do a new point of E to make it one side a trapezoid, or make it a trapezoid with only one pair of parallel sides. So we have to know that we have to decide which two sides of ABCE that we will keep parallel, and then we can either shorten or extend the other side. Describe possible locations. So what I said here is point E can lie on line segment AD anywhere to the right of point A, except at 5, 3, where original D point is, or can lie on line segment CD above point C, except for 5, 3. So I made mine. I did this one shortened. So as you can see in the red lines, I moved it in between on AD, and that I have two parallel lines of AD and BC. They will never cross. So where those arrows was pointing, they will never cross. But line segment AB and CD, where the pink lines are starting to go, will eventually cross at some point, so they are not parallel anymore. One here asks us to graph ABCD using the points they gave. So we graph this once again, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. By this time, I'm hoping you guys are able to figure out how to do that graphing like that. Otherwise, I did it right there, but hopefully you can do it on your own as well. This was the last one we did where it was a little bit more math. I erased some of the math work just to have room to write. So we determined what our lengths were. So we determined this here, what our distance between, I'm going to use red, AB was, what our distance between BC was, what our distance between CD was, and what our distance between AD was, which is all listed there as they were all 5 apart. So knowing that, we know that all sides are the same. We know the shape is a rhombus, and what I wrote here is we don't know it's a square yet because we don't know the angle measure. Okay, so what I wrote, as I said, all sides are the same. Shape is rhombus because we don't know angle measure, meaning we don't know if this is a 90-degree angle yet, or that. If it's not a 90-degree angle, then it is not a square. Okay, so it has to be a 90-degree angle measured to be a square. So right now, we just know it as a rhombus. That is where we stop for today. Hopefully this records. If you have any questions, read back through the video, write down what you can, and then we'll finish this stuff tomorrow. Okay? Have a great day, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.